I retired at 41 to live my fire life in Tulsa, but early retirement isn't all naps, trips, and chill. Today, I'm sharing the top 10 early retirement regrets for 2025 and how to avoid them. If you're fired or dreaming of it, this is for you. So let's dive in. 5 months into fire, I've made some mistakes and learned quite a bit from others. Just so you know, these regrets come from surveys from the 74% of Americans who wish they'd planned better, and from aggregated data from Firebuzz on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter. With that, here's regret number 10. Regret number 10. Not saving early enough. 60% of retirees regret not saving in their 20s because compound interest could have doubled their current savings. I started in my 30s, but if I'd begun earlier, I'd likely have fired way before my 40s. But oh well, it's not too late for you. One way to avoid this is save $50 per month in an index fund like VTI at Vanguard. And if you did that, it would grow to like $100,000 in 30 years at 7%. So if you can, start small, start now. Next is regret number 9. Underestimating healthcare costs. 45% of retirees face surprise medical bills before Medicare at 65. I have an HSA with about $5,000 invested in it and plan to leverage every potential option for subsidized health care, including keeping up with my mental and physical well-being. If your state has it, expanded access Medicaid could help. I have some videos on applying for Medicaid and changes to it from the big beautiful bill, so check that out when you're done with this video. One suggested way to avoid or prepare for this is save in an HSA or designate an account just for future health expenses, so you're always covered. Regret number 8 is ignoring tax changes. The 2025 Big Beautiful Bill offers a $6,000 senior deduction, but many miss it. Per posts on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, if you qualify and miss out, that's potentially $1,200 in savings gone. How to avoid this regret? At tax time, use TurboTax or a CPA. All right. Next, we have regret number 7, and that is not planning for boredom. You don't think it could be you because obviously you're immune to boredom and everything will be sunshine and rainbows. Well, as it turns out, 30% of early retirees feel lost without work, per Fire forums. As for me, my first month in Tulsa as an early retiree, I binged Netflix true crime, ate a lot of candy, made a bunch of spreadsheets of my spreadsheets, and then started this channel to have an outlet to share my experience, and here we are. Turns out I'm not the only one. So yeah, if you're thinking about how to avoid this regret, I'd say plan hobbies or side hustles, pre-fire. They don't even have to make money if you don't want. Or try volunteering or YouTube like me, or whatever can be a container for that pent-up productive energy, because that wiring takes a while to unlearn. Next up, regret number 6. Overspending early. It turns out 40% of retirees regret splurging post-fire. Like on cars or trips, I thought I would be immune to this. But as you have seen with my videos, once the savings stopped, my wallet suddenly felt very loose. I even found a calculator to adjust my spending and made more spreadsheets to model what spending more would look like. I did not see that coming, friends. People in my life would consider me frugal. And yeah, I like to find a good deal, but it turns out spending on things I enjoy was easier than I thought. And especially that first year, I think it's universal. You just want to treat yourself to all the things that you may have been denying yourself until you reached your financial independence or retirement number. I have planned 3 epic trips for 2026, and I don't regret it. It just feels natural to have a reward season, you know? I'm calling mine my celebratory lap, but I mean, that title still needs work. One way to think about how to avoid this is to stick to the 4% rule or whatever your financial guardrails are. Guardrails were key for me. I had to look back at my numbers as many times as it took to feel confident about my level of spending. And if travel is your thing, there are all sorts of travel hacks out there like credit card hacking or bank bonus churning. Check out the deals I'm planning to get from the brand new Citi Strata Elite card. I have a few videos about that if you're interested. Alright, y'all. We are about halfway through the list with regret number 5. Regret number 5 is not diversifying income. General wisdom says that relying only on savings is risky. But my hot take is, I'm surprisingly okay with relying on my savings and investments. I don't plan on having another source of income, and I'm okay with it. Your situation may be different. I know a lot of early retirees branch into a side hustle or a passive income or real estate or options trading. I went for the simple path, and I'm trusting that until I have a reason not to. To mitigate the risk of this regret, you could certainly look into ways to diversify your income. The easiest would probably be a low-key part-time job, I'd say. Or try your hand with dividend ETFs or rentals like Airbnb. That's personally not for me, though. The closest I got to getting another job or another income stream was a recruiter's email I got for a retail pharmacy job with a $75,000 signing bonus. More on that later. All right. So we have regret number 4 is ignoring social connections. Data shows that 50% of early retirees miss work friends per surveys. I worked remotely, so this was not an issue for me. I didn't have a lot of work friends. In fact, I had none. But for someone who has worked with a company for decades or a significant number of years, I could definitely see this being an issue. So while not having a tight working community made it easier for me to leave, it may have contributed to why I had no desire to stay in the workforce longer than I had to. But if that's you, one thing you could think about is joining a local interest group. There is probably a local ChooseFI group in your area. Or you can check out meetups for local activities and social events and recreation. I like our Tulsa library system, and our regional parks have event calendars. Feel free to comment below if there's anything you've used to build community. Now we're moving on to the top 3 early retirement regrets of 2025. Regret number 3, not planning travel early. 35% of retirees regret delaying dream trips due to cost or health. This speaks to what I mentioned earlier. I'm front-loading my early retirement with the cool places I still want to see. And as I said, I'm doing the logistic-heavy, pricier ones now while the market is good and I'm still able-bodied. I thought I was done traveling, but without the burden of work residue or limited PTO, my mind has opened to more exploration. The trip I'm excited for next is Yellowstone. It's going to be so fun. And I splurged on an escorted trip because when I tried to piece it together, it was too many logistics, too crowded, and too pricey. But I really wanted to go, so I'm doing it. So yeah, if you have travel in mind, even if it's just to see local family or friends you haven't seen or been putting off, don't wait. Or even just to explore your nearby surroundings, do it. I hate to say it, but no one is getting younger or more able-bodied. Your body is on its way out as soon as it reaches its peak. Get out there and live. Regret number 2 is taking on debt. 25% struggle with loans or credit card debt. I don't know too many FIRE people that this would apply to, but early retirement covers a wide range of situations. I don't have credit card debt as a rule. I don't use credit cards in my daily financial life. I only use them when I have a spending requirement for a sign-up bonus. And I generally like to do that as quickly as possible so I can put it right back in the box it came in. Check out my unboxing videos if you'd like. I suppose for big mortgages, you can always refinance or make a debt repayoff plan for credit card debt. I technically still have student loan debt, but I plan on leveraging income-based repayment plans and its new modifications from the Big Beautiful Bill to help mitigate that. So yeah, I guess it can be a reality for retirees, early or otherwise. And the number 1 regret of early retirees is, drumroll please, regret number 1, not defining your why. It turns out 70% of retirees regret retiring without purpose, per X, the platform formerly known as Twitter Trends. I fired for freedom, but finding joy takes work, as you have seen if you've watched any of my videos. But your why may look different. A lot of people do it for their family or to explore their hobbies. And although that's what's common to hear, I know there are people where this isn't enough. I hear you. I see you. So if you haven't quite reached early retirement, you might start thinking about your goals after FIRE. And for everyone else, feel free to share your why in the comments. So that's the top 10 early retirement regrets for 2025 and how to avoid them. Which resonated with you most? Comment below and let's talk.